I'm going to introduce you to the PNGWalk tool, a tool that's used in Autoplot to look at a set of images in a directory that have a particular file naming pattern that indicates the day that they're showing an image of. So here I'll start Autoplot. So in Autoplot's address bar, I'll type in the address of the PNGWalk. Here it's on my desktop under Study. There it is down there. I'm just hitting tab, I can get completions. I want to select the PNGWalk file. There you can see all the images that I'm going to look at. So I click on the PNGWalk. And now I can very quickly scroll through looking at these images and find features that are interesting that I want to mark and annotate. There you can see that Autoplot understands what the date is since I gave it that template there. So maybe what I want to do is I want to go through and I want to record where there's ones that are missing the bottom panel, and I also want to record where there's some interesting science to be done. There's a single view where you can look at the image up close, context flow where you can look at each image in the context of other ones. Looks like something went wrong when I ran the PNGWalk, so I need to rerun it again. The grid view just shows you lots of them as small images. And then typically we start in this film strip where you see the small images at the top and then the one that's selected at the bottom. And then there's a covers that kind of just squishes them all together so you can look at even more in context. So here what I'll do is I'll start the quality control tool and I'll mark the guys that are where the bottom one is missing. So there you have an area where you can type in the comments to the thing. You can mark it as OK, problem, or ignore. And like everything in Autoplot, you can just click on it, you can drag it off to the side. That way you can see it side by side. So I'll mark those three guys as having a problem. So I click problem and save. It puts a little red badge next to that image. Okay, now let's go mark something where we can do some science later. I'll mark that as okay, and there's an OK Save Next button that lets you kind of very quickly go through an entire set where most of them are going to be marked as OK, and there's nothing special to say when things are OK. So here let's mark this as a day that we want to do some science with, some future studies. We mark that as OK. This one we think is 2, but we want to put a comment saying, well, we're not totally sure, so we can add comments to it. And notice that above at the top shows comments that have been added to it before. You can see there we can get back to our comment when we click on that one again. So let me show you what this looks like on the disk itself. So if I CD to the directory where the PNGWalk is kept, you'll see that PNGWalk-RBSP, and there's all the PNG images that were calculated before. And you'll see that there's .problem files and .ok files. So every time something was marked as OK, it makes an OK file. Every time it's marked as a problem, it makes a .problem file. So this lets you just do things like lsstar.ok to see all the OK ones, and .problem to see all the .problem files. we can have a look at what's actually in these files. And we store the comments, the status, when the review comment was added, who did it, the reviewer. And there's my comment that I said possibly, I wasn't sure. So the idea is that you could write another code that goes through and looks at these OK files if you need to later. They can be used for various different analysis. So that's all I really wanted to show about the PNGWalk tool and the quality control. That's how it's used.